I mean, that's a great thing about recording these days, you know, in the 21st century, the technology is so incredible and it's gotten really good and a lot of it has become very affordable. So almost anybody now can figure out how to make a pretty good recording in their bedroom at home, you know. And that didn't happen 20 or 25 years ago. I think a lot of purists who really dive into recording still love analog gear, microphones, compressors, Pultec equalizers. You know, even some people still love using tape machines. I have a 2-track that we still sometimes print mixes to. I haven't used a 24-track for a while, but I still love the sound of tape as well as digital.
You know, those old recall sheets
the old recall sheets were a pain in the butt. I got really good, Andrew. When I first learned how to do recalls, the assistant would make every single piece of gear on a big sheet. Like, here's the Pultec, here's the LA2A, and here's the channel 1, here's channel 2, and you could have like 100 sheets you'd have to go through to do a proper recall. I used to do it all on one piece of paper, and I wrote super tiny.
Oh my God.
I write channel 1, and I had like 6K plus 2, 500 minus 3. I'd write all the EQs, inserts for compressors, reverb sends, and I could do a whole song on one sheet. Nobody could figure out how to do the recall except for me. Because I think there was some strange, my writing were just little things that I had that only I understood. But I just didn't want to print out 100 pages and then sort through them all to do a recall. So it worked for me. I mean, I guess you could do it on your phone now. I know that people used to do that with video cameras. When we'd finish the session, some of the other engineers would take like a VCR or a VHS camera and just go over the board and talk. Okay, we're using this. Here's the insert on the bass guitar, and they'd go through the whole console, and then stick it, label it, and you'd put the VHS tape up in the closet, and hopefully you didn't have to pull it out. But it worked, you know.
Yeah, and hopefully you didn't miss anything.
Well, as you said, that's the great thing about digital. Whatever you worked on the day before, you open up the session and it's exactly where you left off, which is pretty great. When we had 8 tracks, we had to figure out, if I knew there were going to be a lot of overdubs, I would usually leave a couple tracks, like maybe 2 or 3 left. So I'd start, maybe put the bass on track 4. And then I would do stereo drums 5 and 6, and I had to get the mix right. So you'd be playing and listen back to the first playback, kick drum needs to be louder or whatever, but that was it. You know, you could still EQ it or compress it and do rides on the stereo mix in the final version you were doing, but you had to commit. But then I could do 3 tracks on 1, 2, and 3, and I could bounce those to 8. And I could do 3 tracks on 1, 2, 3 and bounce those to 7. Then I could go back and record over 1, 2, 3. Anyway, sometimes I did even more of that, kept bouncing around just because we kept filling up tracks. And then we bought a 16 track, and then we bought a 24 track, and eventually a 48 track studio, and then Pro Tools, you know, so where you can just record unlimited tracks, and which is great, but can be a blessing and a curse you know, when you have unlimited tracks. It's funny, Only Happy When It Rains on the first Garbage record was done on 24 track tape, and the drums on that are mono, the kick, snare, hat, and crash. I just did to a mono track.
That's cool.
All mixed down. From day one, I was sort of planning on going back and redoing the drums, but then we started filling up all these loops, like weird percussion loops and guitar feedback and stuff. And the song sort of became a track that was almost like doing a remix. And we didn't have 48 tracks at that point, so I couldn't slave another reel together and do it. So I mixed the whole thing just when my first initial drums I did in mono. That's how the record sounded. You know, we finished it when the mix happened.
Hey, thanks for checking out this clip. If you're setting up your own studio and you have any questions about how to hook things up, what to plan for, what gear you are thinking about getting, how you want to go about it, you can schedule a call with me at andrewmastersmusic.com. It's a one-on-one, 1-hour consultation where you can ask me anything you want. The link is down in the description. Go schedule your call today. And if you're just chilling and you want to subscribe or watch another clip, click one of these 2 things.